Hey, it's Chlo and I'm on the spotlight with the Netberry. Be sure to check out the story behind, available everywhere. My name is Chloe. It's my government name. Go by Chlo or Chlo, and I'm from Fayetteville, North Carolina. Fayetteville is cool. Fayetteville is like every other small town. I feel like we're a military town, so there's a lot of people who are coming in and out. You have to kind of master the art of letting go and the art of change. It was alright. There's not a lot to do, and it can get kind of catty sometimes. There's a lot of old money there, so people, the name circulates. The name goes on and on forever. So sometimes it can get like, me and my family, we joke and call it the Real Housewives of Fayetteville, or like we just joke because sometimes it gets petty and dramatic for no reason, but it's regular. I assume like it's like all places. Well, I started music in high school, so I was in high school. I mean, I was just, I was really into theater. I've always really been into stage, and I kind of narcissistically like the attention on me, but what I think and a lot of my family is just, they're really passionate people, so I've watched my uncles and aunts. I'm the oldest, so my uncles and aunts kind of doubled as my older siblings at some times, and I watched them kind of dive into the things that they love. And my uncle was a ballet dancer, and my uncle played football. He's now like the defensive coach at Clemson, and there's like the people in my family, when they love something, they really dedicate themselves to it. And I kind of did that with theater for a while, but it was so much more fulfilling when I got to write my own music and make my own music. So I was doing theater, but it wasn't it almost like it wasn't enough. The passion and the thrill was still there when I walked on the stage, but it was like just a little something was missing. So that's when I kind of like made the change to music. It's something really cool. I remember like I just started in drama like regularly, like when you're in 7th grade or whatever and need a class. I did drama to get out of PE, because in Florida, if you take an art, you don't have to take physical education. So I did that originally at first, but my drama teacher actually ended up like really touching me and inspiring me and making me really confident in just the craft of entertainment in general, and he like gassed my head up for sure. And then when I moved to North Carolina, it's not really the same. The arts aren't really put on a pedestal the same way that they were in Florida. We had a huge theater building in Florida, a workshop where like kids could build the set and everything. It was really amazing. And here it's just really not funded the same. So I got into theater in high school, and then also the community theater called Cape Fear Regional Theater. And I met really cool people, but Tom Quintus is one of the directors who used to tell me that energy is contagious, and that's what he kind of instilled. When you're on stage, you need to be in the same energy space as your character so it can be believable, and that kind of like really changed me, really changed my mindset as far as like giving and entertaining in general, and it's helped me a lot with my music. So I would go back because the fundamentals are the same, I think, about the honesty and about the technicality of it is the same too, about being loud on stage, and there's a lot of similarities, and was kind of my first love that really progressed me into the music. So I would go back, yeah. Chlo the God really was when I was in high school, I got my Twitter deleted because I was like, they said I was like cyberbullying this girl, but really I was just trying to educate her on like the Black Lives Matter movement, and they said I was bullying her, so I deleted my Twitter because I got in trouble at school, and I was just not even trying to go through all that, you know. But when I renamed my Twitter, I was just feeling, I went through a couple of just like weird patches about myself and like trying to just self-discovery in general. I was just trying to figure out who I was, and I was in kind of a dark place, and my mom is always telling me like, just fake it till you make it, girl. So I started referring to myself as the God or a queen, or just a really putting myself on a pedestal, and just to fake it till I make it, I guess. So Chlo the God came from there, but then once I actually stepped into this self and realized that I do have higher purpose and I am an elevated being, then I kind of just went with that as well. I'm easily influenced. Everybody influences me. To write music, for me, it's about personal experience, and I really have to live it and feel it to be able to articulate it. So I'm very influenced. Specifically as far as musicians, a lot of my friends influence me. I think I have a lot of friends who are painters. Pish Pasha, who's here. My friend Tate back home is a painter and just put on an amazing show for her art. And I'm influenced by other creatives who I can see and who I've watched kind of grow, and it's just cool for us to like kind of be closer to equals than like Beyonce, you know. But as far as my sound, not to say that I'm not influenced by superstars, I am, and I listen to a lot of R&B growing up. Well, my mom did, I guess, and that was just kind of how it was in our house. From Erykah Badu to Lauryn Hill to Jill Scott, of course. She listened to artists like Joss Stone and Norah Jones, and there was just a lot, NDRE, there was a lot of just like soul and R&B and jazz in our house that I think that's how I was brought up. Things have been like moving pretty fast since the story behind has like dropped. I don't think that anybody that I was working with kind of expected it to take off like how it did. I think there's power in social media, but I don't think that we really recognized what was gonna happen. I've talked to a couple labels already, and it's just the traction is building up. I think things wouldn't be possible at all in general without the boys that I grew up with. They're rappers and producers and everything on their own, and they kind of inspired me to be me. And go full force as a singer. So those are really valuable connections. Mikey Santana makes my beat. Mike Santana, I call him Mikey, he hates that. Mike Santana has produced a lot of my beats and has really just worked with me. Kenny Wizard is my engineer and mixed almost all of the tracks on the story behind. And he was kind of like a mentor and older brother to me as well. Justin the Beloved, who's here in Greensboro, has served as studio time and also like a vocal coach. It's people who are like as passionate about the craft it's people who are as passionate about the craft as you who are just super important. And you can't really get a lot done with people who are half in, half out. You have to really, really love what you do and really understand that it takes a long time to for it to be an easier process, a better process, a free-flowing creative process. So those boys, many more, Too Legit, like this is I don't want it to turn into like I forgot you thing, but there's been people who have been by my side who I definitely know that I wouldn't be able to be me without them, and those are definitely my most valued friends and business partners in some terms, but mostly friends. There's been some crazy things that have happened, not personally to me. One time me and my girls were going to the club and we were like all getting ready at my house. It's like our ritual for us, and we go out together because it's getting few and far between now. But when we used to go out together as often as we could, they would all come over to my apartment and we would get ready in the bathroom and we would joke. In this specific instance, we were joking like we wear wigs, we wear protective styles for our hair all the time. We were joking like, oh, what if my wig wasn't secure? We went to the club and, you know, we were dancing and our wig flew off or something. And that night we went to Green Street. Green Street Fridays in Greensboro is a big thing. And we went to the club and my girl was dancing. We were like in the front. The DJ was on the stage at this time and we were like getting there. And she was like, I came back up and like did a move with her hands. And she was like, why does my head feel so cold? And she looked down and her wig was on the floor. And she like swoops it up. She's like, we have to go right now. My other best friend Courtney was like, why are we leaving? Why are we running out of the club? And I was like, my bitch's wig fell off. We gotta go. We gotta get out of here. We can't stay. So that was a crazy thing, but I mean, nothing too crazy. It's all in a day's work, I guess. Bobby pins. Secure your wig down, ladies. Got to be glued, whatever you got, secure it down before you go to the club. I get a lot of feed stuff. I feel like I'm not alone in that though. I see that all the time. I get a lot of like, can I post your feet on my page? Like, I get a lot of weird like feet. It's so weird, but yeah, people are like, whatever, I'll pay you whatever. And I see girls who are like, I'm not gonna whatever. I'm like, yeah, you wanna pay me $100 to take a picture of my feet? Let me get that. let me get that and you can post my feet, whatever. I feel like what every girl gets, the random, oh, I could change your life, blah, blah, been waiting for somebody like you. All that, I get that. But the feet thing is pretty weird. I think my purpose is to spread love and spread light, and I just want to get better and continue to do that, really on the basis of it all. No, not necessarily a big house. I want my mom to be straight. I want my brother and my sister to go to college. I want my baby sister to be able to have a car. I want to be able to pay my bills and pay my car off, and I don't want to have to worry about simple things like just living life, like just keeping a roof over my head or food in my fridge, and I especially don't want to, I really don't want my younger sister to feel any type of pressure, or even my brother to feel kind of the same pressure that I did, like, oh, there's just so much that I'm gonna have to do, I want them to be straight. I want my mom to be straight, who's, she's a superstar in her own way. She's just put me on to so many beautiful lessons, and I know that I'll never be able to repay her for life, but I definitely would love to try. So I don't have any goals, like I don't want, a Maserati or to live in a mansion. I just want to be able to take care of myself and the people that I love. I would pay off my mom's house, I would pay off my car, and I would make sure that my brother and my sister were straight for school. That's like the most important thing to me. I would buy myself like a nice house, make sure my dad is taken care of. I don't know, and then I hope that I would save it. Like I hope that I wouldn't be so impulsive to like spend $10 million, in a short period of time. I have a lot of dreams for myself too that are investments as well. So I would love to just invest in myself. That would be a good startup if anybody wants to send me $10 million. I'll definitely put it to good use. I don't think I would go really crazy. I might take a vacation. I might go to like Paris or something like that, and just sightsee. I've always loved to travel, so maybe that's something that I would do, but nothing like so irrational, like spend $1 million on one thing. I don't think I would do that. I don't know. I think a lot of myself has to do with how I'm affected by just things around me, and I think being kind of hypersensitive in sometimes a cruel world has, just led me to be heartbroken in different dimensions, and so I had to like kind of get myself together and like learn a sense of self and understand who I am, and understand what my purpose is and what I'm supposed to be doing, and build myself up to the point where I can't be broken down, and that's exciting. When I notice the change in myself, even from month to month or year to year, whatever it may be, it's exciting to be a better me. Like I said, I feel like my purpose is to spread my light inside of myself, and I do that through music. So what's the most beautiful thing is when I release a song, or like this, I just released the story behind, and then I get this overwhelming amount of feedback from young girls or older girls or even guys, just anybody, to tell me that they kind of really related and the music resonated with them. It's like when they tell me that my music is beautiful, it's like them telling me that I'm beautiful, or that I helped them, or it's really personal for me, and that's just, it's so motivational. So really, a lot of it comes from, it sounds silly, but a lot of it comes from Twitter. Like a lot of it comes from my social media and the ability that I've been, given a opportunity to be placed on kind of a platform, and that people feel comfortable reaching out to me and telling me whatever, and it's inspirational to hear other people's stories. And like I said, I'm really sensitive to all different types of emotion, so I'm very inspired by people, and I love to hear other people's stories, and I love to just have a regular conversation for whatever reason, with people who felt some type of way about any of the music or just anything in general. So it motivates me to create more because of the feedback. I want to collab with, just because I just heard her album, SZA, of course. I get a lot of like comparison between me and SZA, and I know but I just love her. I don't care. I know like artists are saying like, oh, you shouldn't listen to who people compare you to. as often, but I don't care. I love her. I think she's an amazing musician, and I think the sounds would be, I think that we would mesh well even if we're similar. Khalid is a beautiful musician. Raven Lene, I just listened to a little bit of her music on Spotify. Who else? Ari Lennox is signed to Dreamville, which is where I'm from, and makes just really funky, groovy, soulful music. I think that's 3, but someone who's not famous that I want to collab with, there's a lot of girls from my town, a couple girls from my town, who are beautiful, and we're working on this like little secret project together now. Gabby is in Greensboro, a beautiful, beautiful musician, a piano player, singer. We have some things in the works. I'm always down to work with other artists. I try not to like limit myself to genre or sound or topic. I think it's all, if nothing else, it's educational, and it's really cool to see other people's vibes and to kind of learn about just new music maybe. For me, I am going to continue to make music, of course. I'm going to continue to spread my message. I have a couple of things that are really exciting for me as far as just expanding myself as an artist and kind of branding my name. The first song that I ever wrote was called Sad Girls Club, and on my fan base we call each other Sad Girls now. So I really want to dive into mental health, and I want to bring awareness to mental health, especially depression and anxiety, which are 2 things that I personally suffered with, kind of suffered through when I was younger. I just want to be, I feel like right now, because I'm gaining a lot of followers and just a lot of attention on a low level on social media, I'm getting a lot of messages from other girls who feel the same way or felt the same way as I did, and I want to bring attention to that, and I really want to educate as many people as I can and touch as many people as I can about mental health, so that these other girls and these other guys don't feel alone, kind of like how I did. So I'm doing that. I'm starting, it's going to be like a little clothing line brand where you can go to the website and look at research and hopefully donate to a charity. I have to do a lot of research about that, but I just am trying to stay on my path that was given to me. I want to try to change as much of the world as I can, because I think that's what we really all should be. We all should be doing, and I want to do my piece. I know it's so much to get on Twitter and talk, and I just tried to step back and look outside of myself and see how I could give back. So that's my main focus. The story behind is out there, and the music is out there. I'm always writing. I have like 3 songs for my album, which will be a little bit down the road, but hopefully after I drop my album I can go on tour and just meet as many people as I can, because that's what really fuels me, is interactions with other people and interactions with the Sad Girls Club and interactions with people who are kind of the same as me, creatives or anyone who kind of has a message that's important to them that they want to share. A couple labels have reached out to me now, but I'm feeling insecure about like signing. I don't know what, I don't think I'm educated enough to like really in the music industry really to go full force, but it's amazing to know that I'm picking up traction on the level that I'm at by myself, and it's amazing to know that who knows where I will be in the next year. So I'm gonna keep grinding. I'm gonna keep hustling it out, and I'm gonna keep doing the same thing that I've been doing for the last year, and try to be really great. Try to be really great on this path.